I always say this: knowing who created this world is not as important as who created you and your immediate community. I don't know why most times we leave what is close to us and start veering far into what is far away from us. Yes, man is supposed to be a curious being. Welcome to another Women and His series with Ezeikolomuo. Today I want to discuss on monotheism, polytheism. Which one is better? Monotheism, polytheism. Which one is better? Monotheism means the worship of one God. Polytheism means the worship of many gods. The worship of what? Many gods. That means either you are worshiping one God, that's in polytheism, either you're worshiping one God and believe that there are other gods, or you as an individual, you are worshiping as many gods as possible. While monotheism simply means the worship of one God and the belief that there is no other God except that one God. That's in monotheism, they say creator or whatever. But know that monotheism means the worship of one God, then polytheism means the worship of many gods. Now, one of the moral crises facing a seeker of truth, especially those who want to switch from Christianity, a complete monotheistic religion, to Ordinana, a polytheistic religion, is the supposed popular belief that monotheism is the worship of the one true God that is supposed to be the creator of the universe. Because at times you hear people ask you, the monotheists, especially like the Christians, that they will say that we are worshiping that one true God, the creator of heaven and earth. And then, and though they are talking with pagans like us in the Ezeikolomuo, they will now say that go as in lesser gods and all those things, that we are worshiping someone that created the whole world. So this misconception or this erroneous belief creates a kind of moral crisis for people who want to switch from monotheism to polytheism, because they wouldn't want for it to be as if they are worshiping a small god, or they are moving from worshiping the God that is up here, the only true God, to the ones that are here. Now, here are some food for thought for those who are having this kind of moral crisis. Number one is, there is no concrete proof that the world was created by one creator. People always say that God created the world, the creator of the universe. Who told you that there is one person that created this whole world? There is no proof to that. People will say, stop saying that the world was created by by one person. The world could have been even be created by two people. Because if we even look at it, almost all the human beings that we know, we are created by two people. So there is also there is also a possibility that this world was created by many people. Even in the Bible that they always cite, they said, let us create, not let me create, let us create man in our own image. So the person that we are referring to as creator there was talking with his or her peers. So we are not certain how many people created this world. If our creators is just one person or many beings, we don't know that for sure. So we have to open our mind to the possibility. That's food for thought. We have to open, number one, food for thought. We have to open our mind to the possibility of this world being created by many creators. Number two, no one can absolutely answer how this universe was created. Every human explanation of how this world was created is simply based on conjectures. So don't make the mistake of saying that you are worshiping the creator of the universe, because we don't know how this world was created. Any explanation on how this world was created is based on conjecture. Today, Even modern science is beginning to accept the fact that humans are not the only beings or species inhabiting this planet. Science is coming to that hard fact that because we are not seeing this species, some of them call it UFOs and whatever names that they want to, that there are some other advanced human being, or should I call it beings, who are also inhabiting this planet. Though if you read far and wide, if you're a reader, you see all this, some of this news. Science are coming to that conclusion, to that hard reality. So this world is a mystery and beyond explanation. So we should stop being too should I call it too sure? Should stop being too arrogant with our postulation about the creation of the world. This creation of this world is a mystery and is beyond explanation. Number 3, knowing who created this world is not as important as knowing who created you and your immediate community. I always say this: knowing who created this world is not as important as who created you and your immediate community. I don't know why most times we leave what is close to us and start veering far into what is far away from us. Yes, man is supposed to be a curious being, but in our curiosity, we should not always ignore the known. We should not sell the known. We should not jettison the known for the unknown. And what is the known? The known is that our real creator, like me, is my father and my mother. My primary creator is my father and my mother. If I want to ask who created them, it is their own father and their mother. So, and that I believe should be the primary concern of every other person. It's not asking who created to the first person. You will get lost. You will not find any real answer that you can agree on. Anybody can agree on. But finding who gave birth to you, who created you, is not in dispute. It's not a big headache. Now, having stated the above food for thought, let me opinionize why polytheism is better than monotheism. I said opinionized. Mark the word, opinionized. I'm opinionizing why polytheism is better than what? Monotheism. Number 1, the concept of monotheism is authoritarian, while polytheism is what? Libertarian in approach. Everybody believes, almost 90% of human beings believe in right to personal liberty, fundamental rights, right to personal liberty. What is more libertarian than polytheism? Polytheism is the foundation of the right to personal liberty. Nothing has caused more war in this world than monotheistic faiths, trying to forcefully unite every soul under the banner of one true God has led to many wars, avoidable wars. It has led to many avoidable wars. But polytheism, which believes that every soul is free to worship as many gods as they want, lead to the true right freedom of worship. I see so many Christians that talk about freedom of worship, so many people, but they don't want to give room for you worshiping. You are talking about freedom of worship and you are evangelizing to another person who is worshiping another person. That means you don't believe in freedom of worship. If you truly believe in freedom of worship, you cannot evangelize to another person. For the fact that you are evangelizing to people does not mean that you do not believe in freedom of worship. We are trying to drag that person out from whatever being the person wants to worship. If the person wants to worship Satan, demon, evil spirit, how is that your business? That is the true meaning of freedom of worship. If the person does not even want to worship anything, that's the person's own freedom of worship. However, you see people who are talking about freedom of worship, they're the ones who are deep in religious evangelism. So we cannot talk about freedom of worship without giving kudos to polytheism. Polytheism is the real freedom of worship. Anybody that wants to talk about freedom of worship should proudly and vehemently promote polytheism. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, many nations that tout the idea of freedom of worship have monotheistic faith. Many people that are talking about freedom of worship, look at them. They are the people that believe in the worship of one God. Number two, why I believe polytheism is better than monotheism. Polytheism accommodates genderlessness of God. In polytheism, God can be male or female. It can even be genderless. There are female gods in those who believe in worship of one God. There are male gods. There are even gods that do not have any gender. This is more mature and accommodating than most monotheistic faiths that masculinized the creator of the world. Today in United Kingdom, they are trying to pass a law where they will expunge the male gender from the Bible, as in making God appear masculine. They are trying to pass a law. So that in the Bible, where they say he said, that they are referring to God as he, they will remove it. But polytheism understands that some gods can be male, some gods can be female, some gods can be without gender. But when you are in a rush to say that God is male and put it this way, look at what is happening now. They are trying to correct a book that they say do not add, do not remove. Number three, polytheism gives room for new gods. Polytheism gives room for new gods. This is in line with the dynamism and fluidity of this ever-changing world. There are old gods and there are new gods. However, some monotheistic faiths stubbornly claim that the Creator remained the same yesterday, today, and forever, that He doesn't change, the unchangeable changer. Yet, we see the same God changing and upgrading His yesterday's laws. Is this not ironical? If the Creator does not change, the laws of the God should not what? Change. Because He's an unchangeable changer. He's still the same yesterday, today, and forever. You should have the same laws. So you see that God is changing. For you to be changing the laws of God, that means that God is changing. You are upgrading it. Polytheism agrees that there are new gods and there are old gods. And new gods, you come with new laws. New God, you come with new laws. Because each time you bring a God, that God will come with its own law, its own do's and don'ts, its own conventions. It's up to you to know whether you agree to it, its terms and conditions. So polytheism acknowledges this hard reality of life, that the human life is dynamic, is changing, and just as the society is ever changing, the gods the society worship also what changes. The Igbos will say, "Obro na alụsị emeghị ife ji wee tụ ya, egosi ya osisi eji wee pị ya." This means if a god does not live up to the expectation that made the people to go and bring the god, the people will do what? Have no choice than to discard the god and look for a new god. In fact, I have come to the conclusion that as people are jumping from one church to the other, or one particular faith in Islam to the other, or not faith, sect, they are jumping from one god to the other. Because each one has their own different laws. That means there are different gods operating in all these churches, in all these religious sects. Despite they are saying that they are worshiping one God, is a lie. Is a lie. So, number 4, and finally, why I think polytheism is better than monotheism. Polytheism is more peaceful and accommodating, and this is how life should be lived. A spiritual path that is not peaceful and accommodating to the many differences and opposing nature in this universe will always lead to constant conflict. A spiritual path or that is claiming superiority has set itself up for religious conflict, religious war. Monotheism is the root cause of most wars in the world. Check any part of the world where religious fundamentalism is at work. You will see the ideological concept of monotheism as its nucleus. Even here in Igbo land, check most people who are less accommodating to opposing views. Check their religion. Anybody who is into polytheism understands what it means to allow people to do what they want to do, even if you do not agree with those things. But people who are monotheistic in their religious idiosyncrasy find it very difficult. They will say it is not in this thing, that this is not what God said. They will be saying all those kind of rubbish. Why do you blame them? They have already believed that the worship of one God, and whatever that God said that is what it is. They are not giving room for other gods and what they are saying, for other people and what they are saying, for other people and what they are feeling. Polytheism is better. With these few points of mine, I want to believe that I have been able to convince you that polytheism is better than monotheism. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share. I would like to hear from some of you. If you have any question, please, you can reach me through the number on the screen, or my email address, or my other social media handles. Thank you. Thank you.